Hi, this is Naomi Bennett. We're going to go over the fourth quarter of 2011 and look what's ahead of us for this next quarter. I'm starting this a week early because we have some important aspects at the end of September, and I wanted to be sure and mention them. We are still likely from December the 23rd to the 30th, particularly on the 27th, likely to see more acts of violence or an emphasis of war during that time, wherever that violence is, whether it's Gaddafi in Libya or in Syria or in Afghanistan and Iraq. So we're likely to see some hotspots during that time. And I'd like to mention too that we've been tracking Gaddafi and his chart, and there's still a strong possibility that at the end of September he could eventually be captured. We did talk about the possibility of things changing in early September, specifically on the 12th, and that is when Tripoli was taken over, and he's basically in hiding at this point, but still alive and free, or at least in hiding. And it doesn't look like anything's changed with Assad. The next possibility with Assad will be early December, when there'll be some negative aspects hitting his chart. So I don't see too much change with that. October is very strong for the financial markets, and there's a possibility of good law and justice happening in the early part, mid part of October. But it'll be good speculation in the markets from October 16th to November the 15th. And I think we have smooth sailing, basically, in the world until we get around the end of November, because then we will have another eclipse period that will create instability and news events during that time, and it should be fairly significant because Mars is involved with that aspect. Then we go into December. I think we'll see some stability, and then a little bit of hot spots with war, etc., into the very, very end of December. I will be talking about the full prospects of the year 2012 in the end of December. That'll be my next update, and it's well worth the listening on that, because 2012 will be another difficult year for us. I don't see us really getting out of these recessions and this flat part in the world until 2014 is what most of the astrologers think. With this, I'm going to close my part of the video, and then we'll do the audio overlay with the chart, and we'll talk about specific time periods with the chart in front of you so you can understand why I say what I do. So with this, we wish you the very best. Send any comments you like, and you know where you can reach me at learnastrologynow.com. So with this looks at the fourth quarter 2011, and we see, if you'll notice down at the very bottom, the Sun opposition Uranus square Pluto, September 23rd to the 30th, particularly on the 27th, and we wanted to emphasize that because we think we're likely to see more violence in the world, more incidents of war and death during that time. The next big aspect you'll see is Sun conjunct Saturn, October the 12th to the 16th. So usually you have progress with legal matters, and with it being a conjunction, that's usually progress, and it's in Libra, so that is usually about fairness and justice. But then we go down to October the 26th, the 28th. We have Mars square Venus Mercury. I think we're going to start seeing a little bit of volatility into the markets and some change with currencies, because Venus regards currency. Mercury is to deal with the stock markets. It continues then until the Mercury-Venus square Neptune, which is October 30th to November 1st. So whatever you heard on television, usually that's a form of illusion. They're not telling you the whole truth, and there's a little bit of deception involved during that time. During this whole period, starting October the 16th to November 15th, is a very strong period for speculation, for making advances in pioneering efforts and being successful big time. So I'm anticipating that the markets will be up during that period of time. Then look down toward the end of November, specifically that we have the solar eclipse on November the 25th and that we have Mars involved with that. So that is when we're going to start having that period of instability, rude surprises, unexpected events, and a whole change in direction of the markets. There will be a little bit of panic during that time. That will probably diminish after the lunar eclipse of December the 10th. And we go on, it stabilizes during that time. We also happen to have in December, the second half of December, a Jupiter opposition Saturn, which usually means a little bit more of ability for legal justice, that there's stability, that can be positive changes in government. And I think I mentioned earlier, but I want to repeat back on that eclipse period, particularly with the Mars aspect around November 25th, that you could see changes with the Assad government and with Syria. So things calm down, and then we have a little bit more of events with violence, with war, and with violent hostilities. You see it particularly December the 22nd and then December the 29th. And I will remind you again that we will be doing a forecast for the entire year of 2012 at the end of December. So with that, we will sign off and wish you well.